Alright, that's not gonna work. What's up, y'all? This is Rob with Florida Shelling Fanatics. We're going live. We're out here on our back patio and just cleaning shells. Check out this Queen Conch. Isn't that a beauty? I'll show you what these look like before we started cleaning here in a little bit. Let's give it a second and see who joins. We should be live from the page, live from the group, Florida Shelling Fanatics, and live in our new group, Shelling Fanatics, which is a worldwide group, not dedicated only to Florida, but all of the world. Hope you guys have joined. Again, it's Shelling Fanatics without the Florida in front of it. Let me get my other phone and so I can monitor comments. Give me 1 second here. We're just hanging out, just cleaning shells, and thought I'd go live. This is kind of informal, so if you have questions, just drop them in the comments. All right, I'm on the other phone. There's live. Up here on our back patio. Oh. And just cleaning shells. Check out this. Turn the speaker off over there. All right, I got live chat open. All right, looks like 4 of y'all, 5 of y'all are here. Drop a comment, let me know where you're viewing from. I'm out in Naples, Florida, and it's hot today, y'all. Got some water, try and cool off. What's up, Tina? Thanks for joining. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. I might have to turn off the fans. I have fans going on, and I can hear them a little bit. I don't know if they're distracting. Got a Sunjoy, Arnold Palmer. It's hot. Tina, we're just hanging out in the back, cleaning some shells. Check out this beautiful Queen Conch. This was found in the Florida Keys, snorkeling. Raquel and I took a shellcation adventure with Shell Camp Florida for a week, and it was just amazing. Check out this knobless Horse Conch. We found this kayaking at Shell Key Preserve, Lagoon. Pretty cool. Kansas, Tina! Well, I'm not at the beach, but hopefully we'll get out there in the next week with the family. Appreciate you joining. All right, I'm gonna take y'all around, just kind of show you what I have set up out here. Let me flip the camera. All right, so this is just kind of where I hang out, cleaning shells. Right here are shells that are finished. You see we got some nice sea biscuits. I'll put my hand in there so you get an idea of how big they are. If y'all aren't familiar with sea biscuits, they're similar to sand dollars. I believe they're in the same family, but they are, you can see how they're more dome shaped. What's up, Martin and Tanya? Thanks for joining. We're just hanging out, talking shells, cleaning shells. But these are really hard. They're not fragile like sand dollars, so you can toss these in your shell bag and they won't break. You see we got some scallops. All of these we used a little bit different methods to clean them. You can see the cowries and the olives have a natural shine, so we don't really do anything to these besides just cleaning them out with dish soap and maybe a brush just to make sure they're nice and clean. And you can see they just have that natural polish to them. We got hawk wings. These are kind of dirty. The King's Crown Conchs, oh, these are really dirty when we get them. Let me show you what they look like when we find them. Right here. Another one. And these are actually not that bad. This one's kind of, a lot of times they have tons of barnacles all over them. And we like to use dental picks, these tools right here, to scrape away at them. And we soak them in bleach overnight, and that does really well with getting all the stuff off of them. They're very thin, so we don't like to put these in muriatic acid. Maybe for a few seconds if we need to, but it's very easy to tear into this shell, and you end up with little holes in your shell. I have an example of a shell that was in muriatic acid a little too long. I don't know if you can, this is a Caribbean vase shell, but I put this in muriatic acid and you can see the little holes right there. Kept it in just a little bit too long. And an example of not using muriatic acid and just using bleach and the dental picks, right here, Caribbean vase shell. It came out perfect. It took much longer to clean than the one that was in muriatic acid, but we didn't ruin the shell. This took a couple of days of going back and forth between bleach overnight and dental picks. Just non-stop at it. We got some milk conchs, juvenile milk conch. You can see before they turn into adults, they don't have that that lip or flare, whatever you want to call it. And then we got an adult Queen Conch, teenager Queen Conch, and a little baby juvenile. Sea urchins. We don't put these in bleach. If anything, we might put them in peroxide for a little bit, or just let them sunbathe. That's an example of ones you might not use bleach or muriatic acid. We find that Murex shells, this apple Murex, that did really well in muriatic acid. Got a lot of the calcium buildup and barnacles off of it. But you need to be careful with these because they're also thin and you can ruin them. Little Horse Conchs, alphabet cone and Florida cones, lace Murex in the middle there. Some scallops. Scallops do great with muriatic acid. You can also use Acid Magic and Safe HCl. Those are the three different options that you can use for acids. Safe HCl is really easy on your hands. It's not as potent as muriatic acid or Acid Magic, but right now I have muriatic acid that I'm using out here. Here's sea biscuits that just came out of bleach. You can see this one came out really nice. Beautiful. We like to use 100% bleach, and we like to mix it with Clorox, high-end bleach, and then a little bit of cheap bleach. Diane, thank you. Appreciate you watching. What's up, my lady? Raquel's here. She's not outside with me, but she's inside. Julie, thank you for joining. All right, and when we're done cleaning our shells, we like to use mineral oil, and we just use a paintbrush and wipe the mineral oil on. These are shells that are complete from bleach and dental picks, and they're ready for a nice little shine. I'll show you that in a little bit, but let's go look in the, let's look at the Queen Conchs before they get cleaned. So this is a great example right here. Look at that bad boy. All kinds of stuff on her. Bad boy, bad girl, whatever. And, you know, I can see some pink in there. We don't know. This one might be a beauty. Or it might not be that great. But nonetheless, it's a perfect looking shell. So for this right here, we would put in bleach. Let it sit overnight. And pull it out. And when we pull it out, we bring it to the table over here, and we start picking away at the calcium buildup, any worms that are on it. And if it still needs a little work, we put it back in the bleach. Now, there's a lot of shells that you can use for muriatic acid. and I pulled out a few. Right now we're primarily cleaning shells from the keys, so most of those are going into bleach, but here's a few right here. And you can see we have our muriatic acid right here with a lid on it. We dip them in there for 3 to 5 seconds, and then they come into this container with some baking soda to neutralize the acid. Just dip them in there for a little bit. Then some fresh water, and then back over here to the table to scrape away any barnacles or anything that's left on them. But over here is our bleach container for the corals. I'm a reefer, y'all. We keep fish tanks, reef tanks, so that's why I'm saying coral. But so this container has a Horse Conch from the keys and 2 Queen Conchs. And I can see right off the bat that Horse Conch is done. Look how pretty that is. So that dude's ready to come out. Those 2 Queen Conchs, if you look closely, they need some work. I can see calcium buildup on them, and it's probably going to take a few days on those guys. So we'll pull them out, dip them in the fresh water, maybe spray a hose on them, and then to the table they go, where we pick at them with dental picks. So right before this live stream started, I couldn't find my metal sifter, or whatever the heck you call them, but to do more than one shell. So I grabbed a fish net, and that should work just as fine. I found a couple in the kitchen, but I didn't want my wife to get mad at me, so we're using a fish net. I love dipping the apple murex because they usually come out really cool. So we'll see how that does. Let's do a scallop. There's a true tulip. Shell Camp Florida's in the house. Who's that, Johnny or Julie? Thank you for joining. Y'all wrapping up camp in the Keys. All right, there's a banded tulip and a whelk, lightning whelk. Let's throw a fighting conch in there too. All right, there's one. Let's see what that one has a nice shine right there. Usually muriatic acid is not going to ruin that shine on the fighting conchs. It can ruin your olives and cowries, so don't dip those. Let's put a lace murex in there too, and we'll see what happens. Maybe one more clam, large or scallop. All right, let's give it a go, see what happens. So we're just gonna dip those in the acid. And right off the bat, y'all, my acid might be spent. It looks pretty wimpy. Oh man. Yeah, babe, hands off your utensils. So usually these would be bubbling all crazy. I'm probably gonna hold them in there longer than 3 to 5 seconds because I don't see any action. So this is usually a sign when you switch out your acid. You dump it in some baking soda and then pour some new acid in there. Personally, I like to do a 50-50. Up to you on what you do. But this acid is spent, so we're not going to get a good example here, y'all. Well, the true tulip came out pretty good. All right, let's put them in the baking soda and neutralize the wimpy acid. Oh, that's funny. I'll have to do another live with some fresh muriatic acid. I don't have any right now, so I need to get to the store. But look, that came out great. Even though the acid was really wimpy. Let's see if any of the others. Oops, the others still need to go in. They didn't really do much, but that one came out great. Okay, give them a little dip in the fresh water. And those are done. All right. Let me turn around for a second, y'all. I need a drink, man. It's hot out here. Did I miss anybody that's joined? Scroll up. See me sweating. Check this out. This is a cool cloth from Disney. Dip it in water And it's nice and cool, keeps you cool. Yes, babe, I need to add new acid. And we're out, we need to buy some. That's cool, we're just chilling out here. Chuck, what's up, Chuck? Thanks for joining. Stephanie, thank you for joining. Christy, thank you for joining. Monica, Russell, you guys are awesome. Make sure y'all join our worldwide group, Shelling Fanatics, so that you can, if you're not in the state, you can share your non-Florida finds as well. Florida Shelling Fanatics group is dedicated to just Florida shells, but if you guys are visiting other locations or live in other locations where you're shelling, that's the place to be. Shelling Fanatics. All right, let's pull these, the Queen Conch or the 2 Queen Conchs and the Horse Conch out, and let's see what they look like. Let me flip the camera again. All right. Let's see how I'm gonna do that with, I didn't bring anything to hold the camera with. So, I'm gonna flip y'all again. That's not working. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. All right, I need to put a glove on, so give me 1 second. Hey y'all, if you aren't aware, we sell merch for shellers on our FloridaShellingFanatics.com website. That's where this shirt came from. That's where this hat came from. I cut the sleeves off though because it's hot. All right, you can use some big tongs. Like this for pulling shells in and out of your muriatic acid or bleach, or you can put on a big glove like this. You can pick these kind of gloves up off of Amazon. I like to use the glove, and I've ruined a few shorts and shirts. That bleach will ruin all kinds of stuff. We use 100% bleach, like I mentioned earlier. When we're running low, you know, I might mix it with water, but as soon as you add water, that bleach is spent in a day or two. If you're using 100% bleach, it works a lot better, and it lasts a little bit longer as long as you're keeping a lid on your container. But let's pull it out right now, that Horse Conch, so you can see what it looks like. I know it's gonna look nice. I'm gonna flip the camera. All right. Look at that beauty. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Okay, trip all that out. So this one is definitely done. I won't do anything else to this one. This is ready to get rinsed, and then a nice mineral oil brush to it, and it's done. Put it in here. Let some of that water rinse off that chlorine, bleach off of it. Okay. And here's, guys, just Clorox. When we went to Shell Camp Florida in the Keys, part of their process is showing you, part of the trip is showing you how to clean shells. And they showed us how to clean these Queen Conchs, Horse Conchs, in a way that preserves the shell the best without ruining it with muriatic acid. You know, muriatic acid is good for some shells, but you're not going to want to put them on these beautiful shells. Look at that pink, y'all. The inside of this one is pretty much done. I can see some scraping that needs to happen. We're going to put it in the fresh water, get the bleach off of it. Oh yeah, Joe, you gonna hold the phone for me? My son's here to help me. Thanks, dude. You're awesome. All right, so that guy's nice and clean. That one's ready to go. I'll probably you need to step back and I'll put it over here. Okay, let me grab the other Queen Conch out. Right, See that? So that one looks, you can tell there's some pretty pink in there, but all that calcium buildup, the bleach is helping to weaken it. But this is the stuff that you want to take a dental pick to and just keep scraping away at it and just keep putting it back in the bucket. It's a long, tedious process, but you'll come out with a very nice shell, similar to this beauty. You see, you can tell there was some calcium buildup because it kind of stained it a little bit, but look how pretty that is. Now, if we would have put this in muriatic acid, there's a high probability that you would have little holes, little tiny porous holes all over. And you know, it's just a better method to use the bleach on these shells. Okay, I'm gonna take the glove off. I'm going to show you how I pick at them. Let's get this one. All right, come over here. Grab a spoon. All right, so we got the little picks, and gonna scrape at it. You see how this stuff just pops off. These little those little black things are little worms, and they build this little calcium buildup that they live in, and they can be hard to pop off, but just gotta put a little elbow grease into it. You see them popping off. This is what it takes to turn these guys into beautiful specimens. Sometimes you get lucky and not have all this junk on it, but if you do, this is the process. As a last resort, if I can't get some of this stuff off, I will dip in muriatic acid just the bottom part for just a few seconds to help break some of this loose. But I really try to avoid it so that I don't ruin the shell. You can see it takes some work, but it's worth it, y'all. Usually, you can put it on me, Joe. Usually I'm out here jamming with some music, a little speaker on, and I would love to have it on while I'm chilling with y'all, but then Facebook puts a copyright on your video, and they limit the reach on it, so no music, y'all. I usually am chilling out here with some reggae music. Drop a comment and let me know your favorite types of music. You see all this stuff just popping off? This is one of my fish towels, so my wife shouldn't be too mad at me, babe. It says fish on the other side, I promise. So we just keep scraping away at this, hoping to break this stuff free, and then we'll put it back into bleach. This shell and the other Queen Conch have gone through the bleach dip 3 times now. So you can see we still got a ways to go, but we're getting there. Now when y'all see Queen Conchs posted, especially if we post one, you know there's some work that went into them. And I see a lot of people just leave this stuff on, and that's cool because, you know, it's still a cool looking shell, right? Adds a little character. And I've left some of them, like this area, I will just leave with the white calcium buildup. And that's fine too. You do whatever works for you. We got some bottles that we found in the keys. This one looks like, I don't know, a medicine bottle or something. So this is going back in the bleach, just trying to loosen up some spots so the bleach can get into it. Some of y'all might not like that scraping sound. hence playing music while you're doing this. So usually when I'm doing these, I work from the top of the shell, the best spots first, and then work my way backwards. All right. Let me get my phone. All right, so Mary, thank you for joining. Monica, thank you for joining. My wife is watching chat, so she's probably replying to y'all.
Point it at you.
What?
The shell. To point it at you with the shell.
No, it's fine. Sure. Okay, Russell, good question. Do the shells scratch ever when you're using the picks? I haven't seen any of them scratch. You know, when I was first doing this, I was thinking they would scratch, but I haven't seen it. Let me grab one of the good shells that went through a lot of picking. And check it out. Joe, can you get in close? Yeah, I don't see any scratches. That's a good question, because I wondered the same thing. And originally I was like super gentle on these things, and when I was at shell camp I saw them just digging away at them. I was like, okay. So I loosened up a little bit. Christy listens to Metallica while she's messing with shells. Michelle, thank you for joining. Judy, stick figure. Usually I'm jamming to some stick figure out here too. Heck yeah. Babe, stick figure, yep. Some Bob Marley. Julie, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining. Mom, what's up? Thank you for joining. Heather's here. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Diane. Man, it's hot, y'all. All right, Joe, we can flip the camera around now. Come here, say what up. There's our big dude. Look at that mop. Looking cool, dude. I wish I had some hair like that. That's my helper. Thank you, bro, for coming out. Love you, son. All right, y'all. Let's look at that horse conch. Whoops. I literally just saw an option when I was clicking around that said add music. Uh-oh. That was never an option before. Okay, let's grab this sucker. Look at that beauty. We're gonna take it out here. So, just make sure all the bleach is off of it. Grass gets a nice little drink of water. All right, now it comes to the dry station, and in a little bit when it's dry, we'll put some mineral oil on it. So what we do for the mineral oil, you just dip it in there and just paint it on. And it makes the shell nice and shiny. Now, a lot of people in the group comment on, well, now dust is gonna stick to it. We usually let them dry really well and wipe them with a paper cloth, paper towel, before displaying them. That way they're not wet, because yes, they will get some dust sticking to them. Or if you put them in a cabinet, it's not as bad. You see, we're just getting some mineral oil on it. I'll probably have to come back and clean that one up. That one, look how pretty pink this one is. All these beauties. All right, we'll come back to that, but just wanted to show y'all a little bit. And these are still ones that we're still working on. We live on a golf course, so sometimes they end up in the cleaning zone. Let me flip the camera around, see what questions we got. All right. So I have my phone down here, and I'm just looking for comments. Yeah, we don't sell shells, y'all. We just collect them. And we're primarily all about the community, just sharing information. We have two groups, Florida Shelling Fanatics, which is dedicated to Florida shelling, crafts as well. Just pretty novelist. Whoa. This dude was a cool find. Yeah, Sarah, we did awesome in the Keys. It was so crazy. My wife told me to smile. Sorry, babe, it's hot out here. The Keys were amazing. We had a blast out there. We definitely want to go back. Thank you, Diane. If y'all are interested in buying anything from us, you can check out our website, floridashellingfanatics.com. That's where we sell merch. You can pick up shirts, lots of performance shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, and we also have V-necks up on there. All right, y'all. Well, we'll probably be watching the comments and reply to anybody that has questions. But I appreciate y'all joining. I really need to beef up these fans because it is hot, y'all. Oh, man. Appreciate y'all. Happy shelling. And have a great day, y'all.